Today we're going to do a little consolidation task on your at or an work before we carry on with doing our Fortunately the Milk tasks. So no input today on the at and an, it's just for you to have a look at and have a go at. So for your first task, you have got these different pictures, so I want you to carefully have a look at the pictures and decide what the picture firstly is showing you, and then decide if you're going to put a or an in front of it. For your next one, you have got some sentences, so you can write out the full sentence and insert either at or an into the gap. This will be a really good way to practice your handwriting, or you could just write A, B, C, D, E, and write a or an next to each of them, whichever you think is correct. Okay, right. We're now going to get on with our Fortunately the Milk part of our lesson. So again, same recap as the other day, apart from now, we found out that after Dad escaped from the emergency exit, he jumped, landed in the ocean, and then was on a pirate ship where he met the Queen of Pirates and her crew, and he was told to join them or die. He then tried to get them to let him walk the plank because he thought that he might be able to be saved. So as he was walking the plank, a rope ladder fell down, hit him on the shoulder, and he climbed up. And let's find out what happened next. The pirates hurled insults at me and even discharged pistols, but neither insults nor pistol shot found their targets, and I soon made it to the top of the rope ladder. I'd never been in the basket of a hot air balloon before. It was very peaceful up there. The person in the balloon basket said, "I hope you don't mind me helping, but it looked like you were having problems down there." I said, "You're a stegosaurus." "I'm an inventor," he said. "I've invented the thing we are travelling in, which I call Professor Steg's floaty ball person carrier." "I call it a balloon," I said. "Professor Steg's floaty ball person carrier is the original name," he said, "and right now we're about 150 million years in the future." "Actually," I said, "we're about 300 years in the past." "Do you like hard, hairy, wet, white crunches?" he asked. "Coconuts?" I guessed. "I named them first," said Professor Steg. He picked up a coconut from a basket and ate it, shell and all, just as you or I might crunch toast. He showed me his time machine. He was very proud of it. It was a large cardboard box with several pebbles on it and stones stuck to the side. There was also a large red button. I looked at the stones. "Hang on," I said, "those are diamonds and sapphires and rubies." "Actually," he said, "I call them special shiny clear stones, special shiny blue stones, and special shiny red stones," I suggested. "Indeed," he said. "I called them that when I was inventing my really good moves around in time machine 150 million years ago." "Well," I told him, "it was very lucky for me that you turned up when you did and rescued me. I'm slightly lost in space and time right now, and I need to get home in order to make sure my children have milk for their breakfast." I showed it to him. "This is a milk. Although I expect that 150 million years ago, you called it wet, white, drinky stuff." "Dinosaurs are reptiles, sir," said Professor Steg. "We do not go in for milk." "Do you go in for breakfast cereal?" I asked. "Of course," he said. "Dinosaurs love breakfast cereal, especially the kind with nuts in." "What do you have on your cereal?" I asked. "Orange juice, mostly. Or we just eat it dry. But I shall put this in my book. In the distant future, small mammals put milk on their breakfast cereal. I shall write a wonderful book when I return to the present." "Actually," I said, "I think this is definitely the past. It has pirates in it." "It's the future," he said. "All the dinosaurs have gone off into the stars, leaving the world to mammals." "I wondered where you all went," I said. The stars," he told me. "That is where we will have gone." "So," I said, "can you take me home?" "Well," he said, "yes and no." "What does that mean?" "Yes, I would love to take you home. Nothing would make me happier." "No, I cannot take you home. In all honesty, I do not believe that I can take me home. My time machine is being temperamental. I need a special, shiny, greeny stone. I've pressed that button many times, but nothing happens." "Button? Don't you mean big red flat pressy thing?" I asked. "I most certainly do not. It is a button. I named it after my aunt Button." "Can I press it?" "If you wish." I pressed the button. The sun shot around the sky, and the sky started to flicker in nights and in days, and the balloon began to rock and lurch and zoom around like an angry fly. I held onto the ropes as hard as I could. Fortunately, I was still keeping tight hold of the milk in my right hand. When we stopped being blown all across the sky, it was night, and according to Professor Stegg, we had only gone back about 1,000 years. The moon was nearly full. So have a look at this picture. There's some important things that you might be able to see. Have a little look. What do you notice? It's going to be important later on. You might have to come back to this point soon. So for today's task, I want you to have a think about where Dad and Professor Stegg have arrived. Have a close look at the picture. So go back a couple of seconds so that you can see that picture of where they've just arrived to. Are there any clues or details that you might tell you where they are? What kind of things can you see? What do you notice? We know it's about 1,000 years. You could maybe do some research into an ancient civilization from 1,000 years ago to find out more. There's a few it might be. Have a look at the picture to think of some clues. It will help you to find out something about these people. So for your first task, I would like you to write a little prediction about where you think they are and what you think might happen next. So you might start with, I predict that Dad and Professor Stegg are, tell me where and when, maybe, and tell me what you think might happen now that they have arrived in this place. So that's your first task I want you to do today. So pause here. You might want to go back a few seconds to have a look at that picture once more, but then pause so then you can have a go at writing your prediction. Okay, so now for the next thing, we're just going to watch this little video. This is the illustrator, the person who drew all the pictures for this book. His name is Chris Riddle, and he's going to be drawing and painting Professor Stegg. Okay, so he's just introduced himself as Chris Riddle, and he's just going to be drawing Professor Stegg. There we go. So if you would like to watch this video, all you need to do is, if you want to watch it again a little bit bigger and better quality, if you search Chris Riddle, Fortunately the Milk, on YouTube, you will be able to see that video. He's also done a few other little tutorials from other books that he's illustrated, which is quite nice to watch as well if you want to do that later on. But that's up to you. So your next task is I want you to have a go at drawing Professor Stegg. Now, this is a picture from the video. I've just blown it up a little bit. It is a bit pale, but it's because he's using just pencil and watercolours, so it's a little bit of a pale picture. So have a go at drawing Professor Stegg. So you might want to pause on this screen so that you can see this picture really nice and clearly. Or again, like I say, you could always watch the YouTube video and have the full picture again that way. So yeah, take your time. You don't have to colour it in the exact same colours if you don't want to. You could use pencils or whatever you want to do this, but just have a go at drawing Professor Stegg. Okay, so I look forward to seeing your work once you've had a go. Again, make sure to email myself or Miss Lofthouse with your work, or take a picture and upload it to the school's Twitter. I'll be back again next week for some more English lessons. I hope you've enjoyed today's tasks. It's going to be a little bit different. I know I've done a lot of writing lately, so I thought I'd do something a little bit more fun for you. And I will see you next week for some more English.